What's up, everybody? Long time no post. Been slacking on the YouTube videos, but figured it'd be a good time to get back on track with the 2026 lawn care setup. So it looks a little bit different this year. Different truck. I do have the same trailer. I just have some vinyl on it this year. And like I said, I made the switch from SX2 lawn care to Titan Pro Wash since I am switching over to more pressure washing than lawn care. But as you can see, those are my services. I'm still offering lawn care. I do not want to give up on lawn care since it's something that I love to do. All right. Anyways, let's get into it.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So this is the truck. It's a 2025 Toyota Tundra. I've just put about 10,000 miles on it. I've had it, I want to say, since May. But, it's been a good truck so far. I do miss my old Tundra. Cheaper payments on the previous Tundra since, it was almost paid off. But it is what it is. What can you do? But, it's nice. Pretty much fully loaded. My most favorite thing is the touchscreen. I didn't think that it would be something that I really enjoyed that much. But, yeah, I really like it. It's got the CarPlay on it. And just basic stuff, man. Meta glasses right there for doing TikTok videos and stuff. So she's a little dirty. Keep my cards right here. So somebody needs something, I grab it. Gloves, just typical stuff. So as you can see, I don't know if y'all can see it on the video, but there's already pollen. So we're almost there. So gas cans I keep back here in my truck bed. It's just easier to grab them when I'm working back here as opposed to jumping into the trailer and unlocking it and getting in there and gassing everything up. So I can just do it right here next to my truck bed. Makes it a lot easier for me. So this does have the trailer brakes, which is something that is great to have, especially on a heavy trailer like this. The trailer is around 5,000 pounds, I believe. I do have the spec sheet, so if anybody wants it, just let me know and I can message it to you. So yeah, there's my number. So just text me and I can send it to you. But it's a nice trailer. I love it. But yeah, the electric brakes I love. She's already dirty, man. So we've been working a little bit so far, but not too much, but just enough to get her dirty. So you can see all the clay on the back side. We got to get more gravel through here because it kind of washed away throughout this season. We had a lot of rain starting out last year, and it just washed away all that crush and run. So I'm gonna lower this trailer, man, and hopefully I don't get the trailer ramp dirty, but we'll see. So for the trailer sign graphics, if anybody's interested on how much I paid, it was just north of 700. I want to say it was like 740, 750, somewhere around there. But, they did it very quickly within 2 days. It's a place here in the area where I live in Noonan, Georgia, which is about 35 minutes south of Atlanta. But yeah, they did a great job. I was really impressed, man, with the colors, how well they turned out, because they're pretty spot on with, because if you ever print anything out, sometimes the colors look kind of off, but these colors are like pretty much spot on. And in person, it really pops out. Those colors do. So I can't wait to get out on the road and have everybody see it and start calling me, messaging me for some work. So this is what we're running this year. Same thing as last year. Starting out the season of last year, I just bought this mower. I bought it through a guy that lived in South Carolina or North Carolina, one of the two, and traveled to go get it. I met him through Manny from Wheezy Weeds. So I got a great deal on that. I want to say when I had 164 hours on it, and now it's upside down, but now we're at 343.3. So we definitely put some hours on it. I do use it for my yard, so the yard is a little over 2 acres, my yard. So, I put quite a few hours just doing that alone, but I use this a lot for customer yards, for the bigger yards. The only issues I have, and just everything is freaking dirty, dude. So yeah, the trailer, I mean, that's from cranking up the mowers and from the exhaust shooting up against the walls. So yeah, she's definitely dirty, man. That's the only problem with white walls. I've got to get back here and clean it up, dude. It's dirty, man. But like I always say, man, if it ain't dirty, you ain't working hard enough. So sorry about that. My video cut off for some reason. Anyways, with this mower, it takes about 2 hours to do the whole entire yard, front, back. Just like I said, a little over 2 acres. So, and with this one, since it's smaller deck, 52-inch, it would take me, before I got this mower, I was still cutting my yard with this mower, and it would take me just a little over probably about like 2.5 hours, possibly, maybe a little bit less, but yes, they save you a lot of time because they're a lot faster than the residential mowers. And like I said, they're just obviously built for what we do. They're more durable, and can't talk again. They can sustain what we put them through, which is a lot, man. As you can see, I have not cleaned my mowers, so you can see all the grass clippings, and that's probably just from like 1 yard, maybe 2 yards that I've done. So we put them through a lot, man. So it's a good investment once you do get to that point. It's just one of those things that's just kind of like, does it make sense to have the commercial mower yet starting out? Like I said, most of us start out with what we got. Some people start out with push mowers, and I did have a push mower in my other trailer, my 6x12 trailer, and I did 1 season of push mowing, and after that I dropped those yards because I was like, I'm not push mowing any more yards as a solo lawn care dude, because it just zaps you of your energy, takes more time. So now I have the customers where their gates are big enough for me to get back there, except for like a couple, but it's not a big deal because I can weed eat those backyards. Like, they're really small. And but yeah, so now we'll check out the other equipment. Well, first thing I want to get to that I totally forgot, which is probably a pretty big important thing that lots of people talk about on mowers, is what engine you have on your mower. So I got to clean her up, man. She's dirty. The Kawasaki 26 horsepower on this one, and I also have the Kawasaki on this one, and it's the 23.5 horsepower. So this one, obviously with a little more horsepower, is a little bit more faster, so that also allows me to cut the yards quicker. Also, taking into account, I got a bigger deck on this one, so this one, the deck is 8 inches bigger than this one. So you got big yards. I like having a sit down mower for that. I'm 44 years old, about to be 45 this year. So I was cutting all my big properties with this mower, sanding up, and it's not bad, but once you get done cutting, then you got to go weed eat, edge, and blow. So standing up the whole time, all day long, with no periods of sitting down too much, really kind of it taxes your body a bit. So at least it does with mine. So, and also I just found out I have a thyroid issue, so it's good to have the sit down mower to help throughout those especially hot days, man, and doing on those big properties where there's not a lot of tree coverage and the sun is beating down on you. Just hop on a sit down, knock out those big properties, get up, do the edging, do the weed eating, so you have a little bit more of your energy. So yeah, if y'all got questions on like which one should I buy, obviously I'm not gonna tell you what you should do. I would just kind of give you my my advice on it, and you know, it's really just personal preference, honestly, man. And it's typically one of those things when you really don't know until once you get out there and start using the equipment. You're like, dang, I really wish I had a sit down, or damn, I wish I had a stand on. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Sometimes you just don't know. It's kind of trial and error. So, but yeah, now we'll get into this equipment. So here, I got the BR800 blower. It's got the side pull. It's the weight on it, it's not too bad. During the hot summer days, it does get kind of you know, tiring after you've done your 6% of the yard for the day, and you're having to lug this big old thing around. But it's great. I love the side pull. It blows great, you know. So a lot of times I don't necessarily need all that power especially for my weekly yards. They just don't really have that much debris on the weekly yards. So I will be getting a handheld hand blower. And you know, it's gonna be a steel blower. So those run around, I want to say about $400 or $500. I got an electric steel blower. I don't know what I was doing when I bought that. It's great to have for blowing off this trailer, but it doesn't blow as hard as I need to, and plus the battery goes out pretty quickly. So I thought the battery would last longer, and those damn batteries cost so much. So I was gonna get a handheld gas blower. It's lighter, and you know, it's just less wear on your body throughout the day. You don't think that carrying around these blowers will wear you down throughout the day, but you know, they will. It's not saying that you're, you know, a pussy or anything. It's just that's just how it goes. It gets so hot out there and you're so miserable that you gotta lug this big old thing around. And like I said, it's great to have, but you don't necessarily need it on certain yards. And for me, it's primarily those weekly yards where there's not a lot of debris. Even some of my bi-weekly yards, I don't need this. But so yeah, like I said, it's just trial and error, man. It's just one of those things that you don't know until you get out there and start doing it. And as a solo person, all the work's falling on your shoulders. So that's something that you got to take into account. You're doing all the work, the physical labor, and you know, the invoicing, and just all the administrative stuff. So, all right, man, I'm losing storage on my phone for these videos, so I'm having to clean it up as I go. But for my weed eater, I got the FS111R, I believe. Out of all the equipment that I've had, this is probably the one that needs the most maintenance, and one that I've had the most work done on by my mechanic. So you know, I will be upgrading. I do use that term upgrading to get an Echo weed eater. I originally had an Echo weed eater that got stolen originally, and then I was like, well, let me try out Stihl, since that's what you know, my dealers around me use. So but like I said, I'm just gonna be getting an Echo, and you know, the engine gets bogged down on this a lot, and so even with the guard off, you can't run long weed eater string, which is kind of a pain in the butt because a tree limb just fell back there somewhere. Can't tell with all the other tree limbs we got, but it's nice to have that longer string when you got big areas that you're needing to weed eat, and you know, you're having to run string that long. Like, that sucks, dude. It takes forever. But overall, man, I've had this weed eater for about 3.5 years. Like I said, as long as you keep it maintenance, it's okay. I had about $300 worth of work done on this last year. This year, I will be getting an Echo, and this will be my backup. So, you know, as a solo operator, you know, starting out, you can use just one thing at a time. Like, you don't need all the equipment necessarily, and I might be wording that wrong, but you don't necessarily need 2 or 3 weed eaters. You don't necessarily need 2 or 3 hedge trimmers, 2 or 3 blowers. You know, you just get what you can starting out, and get more if you want to, if you really feel the need to. But you know, if it's, the only thing that sucks is if you're out there on a yard and you know, one of the mowers goes out, I have a backup mower. So I have not had that issue, knock on wood, with, you know, any of my equipment. But it's good to have two things, but it's not necessarily needed. Luckily, this has not crapped out on me while I'm in the middle of a job, and if it ever does, I'll just be like, shit, let me go grab another one real quick, and, you know, keep it moving. But like I said, I will be getting Echo weed eater. This will be my backup. Hedge trimmer, I'm not 100% which one. It's the commercial grade. Yeah, see if I can see that. There you go. So this hedge trimmer has made me lots of money. I want to say, dang, it's a commercial one, so man, I want to say it costs probably around, probably like everything else, about $700-800, maybe a little bit less. Like I said, it'll pretty much pay for itself within the first job or two. Because trimming bushes, dude, that's one of those things where it's like I charge between $5 per little shrub all the way up to, depending on how big the bush is. Typically the highest is probably about $100 per bush, and you know, that's just kind of how I do it. You know, and that's actually my second blower. My other one got stolen last year, so people do steal equipment. Keep your stuff locked up. They caught me lacking on that one time, and they got it. And that was at the same customer's house where all my other equipment got originally stolen. So I actually had to drop that customer, unfortunately. She was a great customer, but I cannot continue to keep coming over here. You know, they've stolen, like, I want to say it was like $2,000 worth of equipment, which is crazy, you know. So, and with that particular yard, I hadn't made but maybe $2,000 on that yard, so, or with that customer. So it was just kind of defeating the whole purpose of me going over there. So I was like, I can't continue to come over here. And, you know, and it happens, man. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you unlock your door and leave it unlocked, and, you know, they're watching you, man, and just waiting on you to, you know, step away, and then they grab it, which just absolutely sucks, man. I can't stand a thief. So yeah, on my cabinet space, you know, I just keep all the basics in here, man. Everything that you need: air inflator, impact wrench, shrink hose, hand saws, hats, batteries. All this stuff was originally in my truck, which sucks. So it's nice to have these cabinets. You know, I keep my weed eater string up there. And typically how I operate is, you know, when I'm working, and once I'm done with the mower, I load up the mower, I shut the ramp door, and I will come through this door. I will unlock it, grab the stuff that I need. If I need gas, I take it to the back of the truck, fill it up. Let me grab this can real quick. Like I said, she is dirty, man. I gotta come back here and clean her up, but she won't stay clean too long. There's a couple things I do have to repair. Right here, last year, one of the mowers caught the framing and pulled it up, so I just had to get the grinder and the angle grinder and, you know, saw it off. So I'm just going to nail this down. And how the deck caught it was just one of those things, man, where you're hot and tired, and I forgot to raise one of the decks up. I don't remember which mower I did it with, but I forgot to lower or raise the deck, so the deck was low and it pulled it up. So, but I just gotta nail it down. It's no big deal. One thing I forgot to show y'all is air vents. So I got one right there, one right there, and the ceiling one. So when it's really hot, I will open this to, you can open them both ways. You can have it go backwards or forwards. So I typically keep this one forwards, so the air, when I'm driving, pulls in that way. And with that vent, I angle it towards the back so the air will escape that way. So it keeps this trailer really, really cool. And, you know, obviously I keep this one open as well. If I forget to close it when it rains, it actually does not leak in. because I had forgotten 2 or 3 times to close it during a really bad rainstorm, and yeah, somehow it doesn't get in here. So that's nice. This trailer's got all the places where you can put your straps on. So I got, I think 6 total. So 2, 4, and then 6. So typically what I do is I just strap this one down, whichever one I have back here, which is typically the bigger one, to keep all the weight distributed towards the front. Obviously y'all know y'all don't want most of the weight on the tail end, because they can make your trailer sway a little bit. I've not really had that issue if that mower is on this end, but just in case. But I typically just strap down this one so it doesn't slide around and hit my equipment. This one, typically I don't strap it down. Sometimes I do. At first, when I first got the trailer, I was worried about it hitting the sides of this and messing it up, but it has not messed it up. It might scuff it up a little bit, not much, but it's not something that I'm too concerned about. And here, you got the cable protector, which is great. My previous trailer that I had was a 6x12, and sometimes I would get kind of clumsy, when that heat hits you, man, and you're on your 10th yard of the day and you're loading it up or unloading it, you get kind of clumsy with it, man. And my mower deck would clip one of the cables, and it would happen like 2 or 3 times a year, and I'd have to get it repaired, which is annoying. This, I don't have that issue because the ramp is so wide, so I don't have to worry about it. Got these lights, which I got to get the running lights fixed because they stopped working last year. So, which I typically don't run them at night. I'm not out at night, so it's not a big deal. But something I do want to get replaced. And I don't know what I hit, but yeah, it might have been a branch or something. I'm not sure, and I might have hit a curb. It's not bent, which kind of sucks. And this right here, I will lock it, but it'll fly open. So I gotta get a rotary tool and kind of shave it off so the lock will fit in there. But for right now, Gorilla Tape is my best friend. So, but yeah, and I guess I can go ahead and show. As you can see, man, it's still, we gotta wait till spring, so I can get some money to get a dump trailer in here and get all this crap out. Previously we had a canopy, but I wanted it out of here so I could park my truck and trailer right here. I want to see how it goes. This tree has roots that is growing up underneath it, and so I don't know, with my heavy trailer on it, if it will fall apart and break anymore. We'll see. But yeah, dude. So yeah, it's a mess over here right now, man. It's driving me nuts. I can't stand looking at it. And then I got to get all this stuff in here. It helps if I slide that. There we go. So there's the electric handheld blower that I was talking about. Works decent for blowing off the back of the trailer. That's pretty much it, man. I use it for some yards, but it just doesn't have enough strength, the strength that I want it to. And this is the jack that I use to lift up the mowers. I can't remember how much it is. I got it off the Ballard site. Works great. It's easier than using a regular jack for me. See, I got some blades I gotta sharpen, and this is the sharpener that I use. Works great. I gotta get it organized back here, dude. We gotta get some shelves and some lights, so still work to do, but that's what I got for y'all, man. That's what I'm rolling with this year. I've got to get a new tire. This is flat, So I got to get my spare on there. So I stay ready, stay prepared. And so yeah, there's the trailer again. If y'all need the specs on it, let me know and I will send it to you. There's my number. Message me if you want. I'll text you the specs on it. I've had a couple of people last year that messaged me and wanted the specs. So yes, it's about go time here, man. Like I said, we got pollen on the truck and on the vehicles. The weedy yards like mine, they're already growing. Weeds in the beds already growing. So I got to show my house some love before I do other people's yards. So anyway, man, that's what I got for y'all. And just let me know if you, like I said, y'all want some specs on the trailer. In my next video, I will be going over the pressure washing rig. And if y'all are interested in that, check it out. And yeah, till next time. See y'all later.